It looks like the hopes for Titanfall 3 just took another serious hit. Respawn Entertainment, the studio behind the critically acclaimed Titanfall series and Apex Legends, has reportedly cancelled an unannounced FPS multiplayer project that many fans hope would be the long-awaited next entry in the Titanfall franchise. This disappointing news comes from a LinkedIn post by a former Respawn employee, and while there's no official word from the studio just yet, the implications are hard to ignore in this case. If this cancelled project really was Titanfall 3 or something connected to the Titanfall universe, the chances of seeing that long-awaited sequel might be fading fast. Before we get into it, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest gaming news. And if you're interested, consider becoming a member on the channel for early access on every video, members-only content, your name in the credits of every video, the ability to write in and have your comments featured, and access to the Discord community. This whole situation started with a LinkedIn post from Emily Evans, a former production coordinator at Respawn Entertainment. Earlier this month in March, Evans posted that the incubation project she had been working on for the past year had now been cancelled. Of course, the project had never been officially announced by Respawn Entertainment, but there were hints that it was going to be a multiplayer FPS game, something that naturally got Titanfall fans buzzing. In her post, Evans wrote, "The unannounced incubation project I was a part of for the past year was cancelled this week. So I am joining the group of extremely talented and kind people in the games industry searching for a new role." That's about as straightforward as it gets in this case. The game is gone now, and so are the jobs that came with it, unfortunately. What makes this even more disappointing is that this cancellation comes hot off the heels of another major loss for Respawn Entertainment. Back in early 2024, EA, Respawn's parent company, canceled the studio's Star Wars Mandalorian game as a part of a larger restructuring that also led to layoffs affecting about 5% of EA's overall workforce. That means that in the span of about a year, Respawn has now lost two major projects that they were working on. First, the Mandalorian game, which sounded like a dream project for Star Wars fans, and now this mysterious multiplayer FPS, which many fans assumed would finally be the return of Titanfall. So here's the big question: was this cancelled project actually Titanfall 3? That's what fans are dying to know at this point. The clues were certainly pointing in that direction. Back in May 2024, Respawn posted a job listing for a game design director to work on multiple FPS projects at the studio. Specifically, this job listing mentioned that the candidate would need significant professional experience designing multiplayer FPS experiences. That sounds a lot like a Titanfall project. And then there were the reports from industry insider Jeff Grubb, who claimed that Respawn Entertainment was indeed working on a project connected to the Titanfall universe currently, but not necessarily a direct sequel to the previous games. At the time, Jeff Grubb described it as a multiplayer shooter that would build on the mechanics and setting of Titanfall without being a numbered entry in the series. Now, with the cancellation of this unannounced project, it's hard not to feel like the last hope for Titanfall 3 just got crushed. While of course Respawn Entertainment hasn't confirmed that the project was part of the Titanfall universe, the timing and style of the project make it difficult to think otherwise. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this cancelled project and if you think it was actually a Titanfall game or not. But let's be honest here, Titanfall 2 is one of the best FPS games of all time, at least in my opinion. Released in 2016, it delivered fast-paced, fluid combat with a perfect blend of on-foot action and mech-based warfare. And its campaign was widely praised as one of the best in the genre, and the multiplayer was innovative and endlessly replayable. But unfortunately, Titanfall 2 got absolutely crushed by bad release timing. EA for some reason decided to release it in the same release window as Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, two of the biggest FPS franchises in the world. Despite glowing reviews initially, Titanfall 2 just couldn't compete commercially with these industry juggernauts. Since then, Titanfall fans have been begging for a sequel to the game. But instead of a true Titanfall 3 sequel, Respawn gave us Apex Legends, a free-to-play battle royale game set in the Titanfall universe. And while of course Apex Legends became a massive success later on and is still one of the biggest battle royales to date, it wasn't what hardcore Titan fans were actually looking for. And this latest cancellation feels like the final nail in the coffin for Titanfall fans. If Respawn was actually working on a new Titanfall related project and EA shut it down, the chances of ever seeing Titanfall 3 are looking incredibly slim at the moment. Of course, Respawn Entertainment isn't exactly struggling here, but the studio's recent setbacks are hard to ignore. After the success of Apex Legends, Respawn shifted much of its development focus towards maintaining and expanding that game. And of course, that's a smart business move, since Apex Legends is their cash cow. but it also meant that other projects like a potential Titanfall sequel likely got put on the back burner at the studio. And then there's the Star Wars situation. Respawn had a huge hit with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order back in 2019 and followed it up with Star Wars Jedi Survivor in 2023. The series has reportedly been successful enough that Respawn is now reportedly working on a third entry to complete the trilogy of games, but the cancellation of the Mandalorian game and this mystery FPS suggest that EA may be shifting its strategy with Respawn in the future. If the studio is now just focused primarily on Apex Legends and the Jedi series, that doesn't leave a lot of room for other projects that they could be working on, especially risky ones like a new Titanfall game. But from a business standpoint, the cancellation might have been a calculated move by EA. Multiplayer shooters are a notoriously difficult market right now. Unless you're Call of Duty or Fortnite, breaking through the noise is very tough. Titanfall 2 unfortunately flopped commercially despite being one of the best shooters ever made. Apex Legends is already a massive success, so EA might have felt like introducing another multiplayer shooter, especially one connected to Titanfall, was just too much of a financial risk for them. It's also possible that the game just wasn't coming together as planned by the studio. If the project had been in development for about a year already and it wasn't hitting internal milestones, EA may have actually decided to pull the plug rather than sinking more resources into it. And whatever the reason behind this cancellation, it's a very tough pill to swallow for us Titanfall fans who were hoping for another entry in the series one day. At this point in time, the chances of seeing Titanfall 3 are getting slimmer by the day, but it's not impossible, of course. Respawn has been incredibly protective of the Titanfall brand overall. Even with the massive success of Apex Legends, they never ruled out a return to the Titanfall universe in the future. And with the renewed interest in single-player FPS games thanks to games like Doom and Wolfenstein, the demand for a new Titanfall game could eventually convince EA to take another shot at it. And let's not forget, the original Titanfall was a risky project too. It was a brand new IP at the time from a new studio, and it still managed to leave a lasting impact on the industry for years to come. If any studio could pull off a comeback, it's definitely Respawn. But this one without a doubt hurts. Losing the Mandalorian game was bad enough, but the cancellation of this mysterious FPS project feels like a death blow to Titanfall fans. If this was the long-awaited Titanfall 3, it's hard not to feel like the dream has died. But hey, if we've learned anything from the gaming industry over the past several years, it's that nothing stays dead forever. Titanfall is too good to fade away completely. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day these mechs might rise again. Until then, we'll just have to keep a little bit of hope. And in the meantime, maybe it's time to reinstall Titanfall 2 for one more ride. To cap off this video, the only audience write-in we had was from Guns Hannibal, and they said, "Just seeing this made me cry on the inside a little bit." And I think all of us Titanfall fans are right there with you, but it seems like the hype and hope for this game might be kind of fading at the moment, and we all need to probably start taking our pills again. But at least a little bit of silver lining for all of this is we kind of do still have Titanfall 2. I know it's not as active as it used to be, but it seems like there are still active players on the game. As the time of recording this, there are about 3,000 players on the game, and up to 5,000 in the last 24 hours at its peak. So if you really want to, check out some Titanfall 2, I know I will be. If you want to write in and be featured in a future video, head over to the post tab on my channel. That's where the thread for upcoming videos will be posted. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest gaming news. And if you're looking for something else to watch, click one of the videos you're seeing on screen right now. I will see you there. Also, a huge thank you to all the amazing channel members.